are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and welcome to my Hitchhiker's Guide to playing Path of Exile as a free-to-play player. Now, the reason I call it that is that being a free-to-play player, you have a ton of limitations. Well, not really limitations per se, but without having stash tabs, which is the primary thing that you're held back from, you are put at a massive disadvantage to anyone who even has one tab. Because just by having one premium stash tab, you're able to sell items directly out of it. Now, with no premium stash tabs, you can't sell anything whatsoever. So most people resort to spamming in trade chat and then don't get anywhere. Now, there is a trick to get around that I will be showing you. I'll be teaching you how to open your own shop, how to get the Path of Exile trade macro, and then how to bypass the fact that you don't have a currency tab, which will make your life a whole lot easier. Now, I'm going to start off showing you my currency tab and the way I have it set up and exactly why. So let's pop into my stash right here, and you'll see that it is set up like this. Now, the reason it's set up like this is because you may think that I've got it all spread out like this to make it look like I have more currency. Now, no, first off, I have it set up like this for a reason, because if we stack up all of these at the bottom, you'll notice that I have all of these in a stack of 40 right here, and that's where I have all my transmutations. But if I were to get more transmutations while doing a map, for example, and I control click these in, they will go up top here or to wherever open spot there is. So it won't end up going exactly where I want it to be, and it will not be as organized. But if I were to click this fusing, for example, it would just go into the stack already. So what you can do is you can drag it down to wherever you want it to be, and if you shift click on it, you can separate it into stacks of 1, like so. And you can do that to cover up the entire line of wherever you would like it to be. And with that being said, all you have to do is control click it, and it will go into the most recent open stack. So you can do that to create a ghetto currency tab, but it will end up filling up rather quickly, especially if you pick up the right items. If you pick up 6 socketed items like I have here, you can make some pretty simple currency very easily. So what you do is just pick them up and you sell them. And you can vendor them for 14 jeweler's orbs. Or, well, there's 7 apiece. But if you sell the 2 of them here, you'll end up with 14 jeweler's orbs. So we can bank those, and you'll notice this is starting to fill up quite rapidly. Now, I get questions quite often about, oh, how do I make currency? How do you have so much currency? Dude, you're rich. What the hell? And surprisingly, only some of this has been gotten from trading. I've gotten about 2 exalts worth just through currency conversion myself. All of this chaos up here, yes, I've gotten lucky and I got a doctor drop, but all of the chaos up here has been earned through converting jeweler's orbs. So what you can do is if we come over to pathofexile.trade, let me open up a tab over here for you, drag that in right here, let me go PoE.trade, like so. We can go to the currency market right here. And what this will allow us to do is we can choose our league that we're in. I'm in a flashback incursion league, and then say we want chaos orbs. So we can go chaos orbs for jeweler's orbs. Click search, and it'll be 81 to 10. So if we want to grab those, I'm not going to do it right now because my chaos orbs is pretty much full. But you can count out how many it is. So it's 81, so it'll be 4 stacks of jewelers, and then a 1. And then all you do is you click contact seller right here. You copy this, and then you paste it in game. If you get an invite, then go to their hideout. It's generally accepted that if you are buying from someone, you go to their hideout. Just a bit of common courtesy. And then you can trade with them and they'll convert the currency over. And as a result, you can keep your inventory from overflowing. Like, for example, I have so much chaos right now that I should probably convert it over to an exalted orb just to free up some inventory space. And I'm probably going to do that pretty quickly. You can do this with any currency that you come across. So my 20 regrets, for example, I could convert my regrets into chaos as well. So I come down here. What do you have? Regret. Come up here. I want chaos. Click search, and it will give you currency conversion rates: 2 for 7, 1 for 4, and that sort of thing. The ones up at the top will be the best conversion rates, and the lower that you go down will be worse and worse off. You can convert pretty much anything you come across. Splinters you can convert. You can even convert things from the vol areas to sacrifices. You can convert those as well. And a quicker way to see what you can convert and how you can do it is to use the PoE trade macro. So if I hit Control D on Chaos Orbs, for example, after a few seconds, you'll request search results, and you'll be able to see what the conversion rate is. 1 Chaos is worth 85 Exalt. Now, this is a macro that you can download very, very easily. You need to get Auto Hotkey, which I shall show you how to get. You just go to autohotkey.com, like so, and you download ye old software right here. Now, that is all you need. You don't need to keep it running in the background. You just need it as a baseline. And then once you get that, you can go to PoE Trade Macro, and then go to the website right here. And this will teach you everything you need to do. You can install AutoHotkey from here, download the latest release, run PoE in windowed borderless, and then run trademacro.ahk, and then make sure that the league is set up correctly. It'll pop up in your little bar down here. You can right click it, you go trade item info settings. Don't let this taunt you. This is actually quite simple. Just choose the league that you're in, and then for when it comes to gems here, I set the level range 1 and quality range 2. So if I look at gems, for example, come over here, and say I have this 16 quality blade flurry. If I hit Control D, it'll search 2 levels of quality up, and then 1 level up and down. So you can get a general better price point for it. You can also use this to just price out uniques pretty much instantaneously. So say I come across this elemental hit jewel, which I got a little bit earlier. All I do is hit Control D. This is generally for uniques. For rares, you still have to learn how to price check that yourself. I'll have a video coming up on that. In the not so near future, there's a lot to learn, and I still have quite a bit to understand myself, but that will come at some point. But you can see that with a unique, just hitting Control D, it shows me this is worth 20 chaos. I can look at a few other ones, like say my Poet's Pen. I can hit Control D on it, and then we'll just get 22 chaos, right? Now, I showed you how to convert your currency. I showed you how to see what your items are worth. And now I'm going to show you how to sell items. One more thing before we do that is I recommend dedicating 1 tab to just maps and div cards, or else you're going to start getting overflowed very, very quickly. I've divvied up my tabs as the first one is currency, the second one is a sales tab, the third one is my maps and divination cards, and then the fourth one is a sales tab as well. Now this one is just excess stuff. It used to be 4 with sales tab and then 2 was excess stuff, but I cleaned them all out and switched them around a little bit. So make sure you divvy your tabs up accordingly, or else you're going to run out of space very quickly. So keep things as organized as possible. Now, to teach you how to sell things, we're going to go back to what we had open. Just go to PoE trade here, close this. We want to go to the Path of Exile forums. I just type in Path of Exile, that should work. And click on the main website right here. And then make sure you're logged in. You're going to want to go to forum, click that. And then scroll down and find whichever league you are in at the moment. So for us, we are in Incursion Flashback Event Trading. Click open, right click, open link in new tab, and then just create a new thread. Just title it whatever, call it shop, and then put in whatever you want to. Now what you want to do is you want to paste this and then keep this tab open. Right click your messages, come over here, and then you're going to want to message this man right here, PoEXYZIS. And then I'm not going to go into this because it has very personal information that you're going to need for setting up your shop. If you were to see this, then you'll be able to use my shop. So what you want to do next is go and download Acquisition. So you type in Acquisition, PoE, and then you find the very top one right here. And you can get the acquisition setup. Don't get the source code or anything like that. Just get acquisition setup, and you will be good to go. Now, once you open up Acquisition, let me drag it to the right monitor, you will wind up with a login screen. So you just log in, and you will be good to go. You'll get into something like this. Make sure you choose the correct league on the login screen as well. and then you'll come here and you'll be good to go. Now, I told you to keep the shop thread open. You want to take the very back end of the thread, copy it, bring it back down to acquisition, go to shop, go forum, shop thread, and then paste it in here. Now, the last thing you're going to want to do is go back to your messages, go back to where our man here sent you his little message, copy whatever is in that, and then come back here, go to auto online, click control.poe.trade URL, and then paste it in there. I'm not going to show you that part because that's the part that is unique to everyone, and well, you know the rest. So that is going to set up your shop for acquisition. Now I'm going to teach you how to very quickly sell things. So we're going to close all these, and we're going to come back into PoE in just a second. We're going to move that over. Alrighty, so say for example, I wanted to sell something. Let's see. Which unique would I like to sell today? Let's just say I wanted to sell the elemental hit gem. Why not? So combat focus. Let's pull up my acquisition again. We're going to look through tab 2. So make sure we open up our tab 2 here. You want to have to click tabs, refresh all tabs. This will look at your tabs again and put everything in here. So combat focus right here. We're going to go down to the bottom, click this little thing, buyout, and I believe it was selling for 20 chaos. We can use our trade macro to check it. Yes, it is going for 20 chaos at the moment. So we're going to undercut it by 1 chaos just to see if I can sell it in the video. So we're going to go chaos orb, 19 chaos, and then we're just going to go right here, go to shop, update shop thread at forums. It will send, and we will see if we get spammed. There is going to be a potential that you get spam messaged quite rapidly. That is generally a sign that you underpriced something massively. Because what ends up happening sometimes, and what I fell victim to, was I had gotten some rather decent items that I didn't know were really worth much. There must have been a roll on them or something that was really, really good. And what ended up happening was my entire chat box just got filled with people wanting to buy all of the items. I wasn't sure if it was working. I hit refresh shop tab, and then I just got spammed. And me being the stupid little potato I am, I sold to the highest bidder as opposed to looking at what the item actually was. So if you wind up getting spammed for an item, just double check that you didn't list it accidentally at the wrong price, or that there wasn't a roll where you missed something. So like for example, my LE hit is 12% as opposed to, say, let's take a look at it, see how high it rolls. It rolls up to 15%. So if I had a 15% LE hit roll, it would be a lot more valuable than a 12% roll. And there's one more way that I'm going to show you very quickly, which is that if you have a variable roll like this, by holding Alt, you can see this roll. If you hit Control Q with our new trade macro, it will instantaneously bring up the item itself on PoE.trade. Now, if we're on PoE.trade, excuse me, sorry. If we click on elemental hit, we can see that a 15% roll is worth 40 chaos. And as a result, we can determine that our 15% roll gem being sold at 20 chaos is an absolute bargain, and that is why we are being absolutely spammed with messages. That is going to bring us to the end of my beginner's player's guide. I just butchered that horrifically. My free-to-play player's guide to playing Path of Exile a little bit more efficiently. As a result, you can see that I have an open tab right now. If I just wanted to use one tab as a shop tab, I could wind up having a dump tab if I wanted to be a little bit faster, but I like keeping a bit of extra stuff in here, and then in my inventory, keeping a little bit of stuff with me. But that is about as much as I can simplify Path of Exile free-to-play stuff. There's one more thing, which is that as a free-to-play player, you of course don't have any microtransactions or anything like that. But my recommendation is, if I hit the right button, to play in things like the Flashback League that I am playing in right now, because these will come up every now and then, and if you hit all the way up to 95, you get entered into chances to win free microtransactions, free cosmetics. You don't get any stash tabs or anything, but you can get cool looking armor. For example, when you hit 35 in a flashback league like this, you get a free loot box. And what I ended up getting from that is a $25 chess piece. Now, it's not really much of a looker, but it's a $25 chess piece, and that is what matters. That's going to be all for me. And as always, take care, lads.
So have it if you sent us down.